I have here a very, well, I think a very old piece of oak. I'm not quite sure what this has been used for before. It's obviously spent a lot of its life outside, so it's all green and pitted. I think it's dry, so we should be able to do this project from start to finish, hopefully. But it's definitely spent a lot of its life outside. Might have been, I'm thinking this might have been part of an old bench or something, because I believe that's chewing gum. So we still got some chewing gum on there. It's going to be a challenge as well. Loads of cracks. It's just, you see better this side. Some huge deep cracks in this. There's one here where there used to be the well, there's the pith of the wood where it's all cracked. I'm assuming this is going to end up some kind of small bowl. It's completely out of round, so it's only going to be a small bowl. We're going to have to lose quite a bit of this wood, but I think it's just quite interesting to see what's actually underneath all this green. So let's get it on the lathe, and as always, we'll make it up as we go along, and see what we can make. And I've never turned chewing gum before. There's the first. What are we going to do? First of all, I'm going to take this chewing gum off. I really don't want to turn chewing gum. Get rid of that. Right. First of all, we'll decide where we're going to put this bowl. It's really not round. Now, rather than just take a centre to this, which we could do, I want to actually have a look where the features are in here. You can see on this side there's lots of burr here. So it'd be nice to keep some of that. There's on the other side as well. Actually, the other side's there's a bit closer to the centre as well. So what we're going to do, we're going to make that the outside, this the inside. So this is where the base plate is going to be. Well, first of all, I've got to decide where I'm going to put the bowl. So instead of using a centre finder, I've got these pre-cut discs. See actually the size of the bowl that we can get out of this. And looking at this, I think that's about the size of the bowl we should get. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put that. See, I'm just going to put that where I think. So you've got the burr here. I want to cover the burr, so we'll put that down here. So it's off centre, but I think it's going to capture most of the features. So if I just then mark, just put the centre hole, and then what I'm going to do, I'm just going to draw around this bit here, because rather than turn this around on the lathe, I'm going to take this edge off as best as I can with a bandsaw, because there's a lot of cracks in here. So at least for the initial cuts, when it's not round, it will put a lot of stress on the wood. So get it as round as possible on the bandsaw, I think, first. So yeah, that sounds like a plan, and we should capture. Yeah, by doing that, we're going to capture a lot of this burr. We're going to use my 3/8 bowl gouge, and what we're going to do, we're going to sneak up on this a little bit from this angle, because I'm really concerned about this crack. This is a massive crack, so I'm going to put my face shield on, and we'll just see how we go. Loads of burr in this. Where's that crack? This is what's catching this actually. Yeah, there's a lot more burr in this than I thought. So we'll carry on. That is so tough. It is so old, this wood. It's dusty and that's a nightmare to turn. Have a look at this. It's loads and loads of cracks. There's a massive crack. But yeah, lovely burr patterns, isn't it? fine, a scrap piece of wood. Right, let's carry on. A little bit more shape in here, and we'll try and get a foot on the bottom. Right, that's about the shape that we're looking for, and this is going to be actually beautiful if we can keep it in one piece. So now, do I put a foot on the back or recess? The problem is if I put recess in there, I put the screws in from the other side, and it's only a shallow bowl, so I don't want to touch the top of the screws. You can go about, probably about 8mm is about the minimum I can think of, depth of recess, so or do we put a foot on it? At least putting a foot on it, you're not going to touch the screws at the back. I think we're going to have to put a foot on it. Right, let's put a foot on it. It'll make the bowl a bit shallower, but I think overall always looks better. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a foot and keep an eye on this crack again. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Right, let's put a foot on the back. Well, I'm not overly happy with that, but it's kind of the shape. I went way too deep on that last cut. I was trying to concentrate on getting a decent cut because don't know if you noticed that, all the bowl gouge went pretty much blunt straight away. It was razor sharp. This is so tough, but I think it's got loads of character, so probably going to leave it at that. So what I'm going to do, we're going to sand this back, sand it down to probably about 400 grit. And then we're going to figure out what we're going to do with some of these cracks, whether we can get away with crack. I've taken more away. This crack's a little bit thinner, but I still think it goes right through to the other side of the bowl. It goes through here, it'll go underneath the foot and out the side here. So that's probably when we come to hollow it out, I'm probably going to split the bowl in half, I think. So we're going to have to do something about that. So let's sand it down and then yeah, figure it out as we go along. Right, this is where we are so far. I've still got the faceplate on. I've sanded it down to 120 grit and I'm really getting concerned about this crack. So there's a few others in there as well, but I mean it's an amazing looking grain pattern on it. So what we're going to do, what we've decided to do, we're going to take it over to the Dremel and we're going to dig out these cracks a little bit, and then we're going to fill them with something, and then come back to it a little bit later when it's all cured. So what are we going to do? Right, I'm going to use 2-part epoxy, and I'm going to try and mix in some of the, is that mica powder? Copper, antique copper. I know this mix works well with resin. I've never tried it with 2-part epoxy, so I think this needs 2-part epoxy. It'll be a lot easier to manage than resin. So yeah, let's just see what we can achieve. We'll make it up. Too much. Far too much. Let's see if this works. rather nice if it works. Right, it's day 2. The resin's now dried, so let's get this back on the lathe. We'll give this a sand and just see what it looks like now. Right, that was the original crack. This that's nicely healed up. But what we've now got, we've got these little cracks still. And there's an area here where we had another crack. I've started filling this with resin, but it's sunken down. I need to get this level, so we're going to have to put more resin in. So that's it for now. And I think, actually, I wasn't going to fill these, but I think I'm going to fill these as well. So I think it will just add to the bowl. But yeah, so far, so good. It's just going to be a long hard process getting this finished. So yeah, back to putting more resin in. Guys, it's day 3 already. Right, where's the original crack on this thing? Right, there's the original crack. That's all sorted. You can see that? Looks nice, that does. But every time I looked at it last night, I saw more cracks. So I went a bit mad. It's absolutely covered in epoxy now, with all the cracks and all the little holes filled in on the burr. But hopefully it will give us a nice effect. And yeah, let's get it on the lathe and see what it looks like. Right, what we're going to do, we're going to power sand it, but we're going to do it without the lathe going, and we're going to start at 80 grit. I wouldn't normally start at 80 grit. It's lockdown and I'm running out of sandpaper, to be honest. So we're running out at 120, which is where I'd normally start. But what I'll use, I use an 80 grit sandpaper just to take the top off the epoxy before we get down to the wood. And as soon as we get anywhere near close to the wood, then I'm going to start then at 120 and go, hopefully, if I don't find any more cracks, we'll go right through to 400. So yeah, I'll show you a little bit of that, but then probably hit the fast forward and I'll catch you when it's done. Let's run up this dust. You know what though? I don't know if you can see. Let me move you around. Right. There's still big cracks here. And there's a couple of bits here where the resin looks like it's chipped out a little bit. So you know what? I'm going to put more resin on this. I think there's a little bit here as well where it's chipped out. So I think I'm going to have to mix up a little bit more and put some more on. I really hope it's worth it. Day 4. Right, you know the routine. The resin's all dried, so let's get it on the lathe and see what we're left with. We're sanding that to 400 grit. This is the original crack. You can just see it out there. Can you see that? That's filled in lovely. This is going to look really, really nice. There's still a few little cracks in here, but what's going to happen, we're going to flip this around the other way. When we check out the inside, I'm sure we're going to find more cracks, so we're going to have to be very, very careful with it when we turn it inside. So I still think there's a lot more work to be done for filling all these cracks. So what we need to do now, we need to decide on what finish we're going to put on now. I'd normally put Danish oil on oak. The reason being, if you put, well, first of all, Danish oil, it brings out the natural, I think the natural colours of the oak a lot nicer than any other finish. But also, if you're putting a wax on, especially with a burr, you get all these little cracks, little holes, nooks and crannies and things like that. And if you get the wax in those holes, it tends to turn white. It might not turn white straight away as well. It might turn white after a day or two, and it's an absolute pain in the arse to get out the holes. Trust me, we've been there. It doesn't come across the best finish. So what we're going to do now, I think with this, we're going to put some sanding sealer on. Then I'm going to give it some Yorkshire grit, just to give it that final polish, if you like. Especially with the resin, I think that will start bringing the colour and the resin out a little bit more. That's what I'm hoping anyway. Then we're going to flip it around the other way. We're going to hollow out the inside very, very carefully, because remember, still a lot of cracks in this. This big one's been filled, but I'm looking at the inside now. I can still see that the inside's still cracked, so we're going to have to be very, very careful. There's still a chance we could lose this bowl, so we're going to full face shield, approach it. We're basically just not going to stand in front of the spinning end. Keep well out of the way, just in case it does go bang. Keep the revs low. We'll probably be at about, I'd put about 700 RPM. Doesn't need to be any faster than that. Nice sharp chisel, and we'll just take the inside out very, very carefully. So yeah, let's do that. Let's see what it's like on there. Yeah, it's going to be nice. Okay, right. That's now dried. What are we going to do? Right, I'm just going to put some Yorkshire grit on here. This is going to need sanding anyway when we turn the foot around. This is more out of interest than anything. I could do all this later, but I just want to give it its final sand, because what this will do, it'll just sand it, the grit in the finish will just sand it down that little bit further, and yeah, give a really nice shine to the resin that's in there. I could do this all later, but I just want to do it now because I want to see how this finish works, because there's going to be a lot more resin work to be done on this. So just experimenting really. So it's a liberal amount of the Yorkshire grit on there now, and now we're just going to spin it about 800 revs or something like that, and just going to give it a polish. Wow. Yep. That. I like that. Right. Let's turn it around and attempt to take out very, very carefully the inside. Like I say, full face shield. This crack will still be on the inside. It's going to be full of cracks. Hopefully it won't go bang. There's a load of resin in here to hopefully hold this edge. So nice sharp bowl goes about 700 revs, no faster than that, and yeah, fingers crossed it won't be back, and we'll be left with quite a nice bowl. Right, let's follow it out. a quick look. I can feel the crack. I felt this. This is the big crack. It's actually going all the way through the bowl. So what we're going to do, we're going to carry on, but just very, very carefully. Probably don't want to go much deeper than that. It's only going to be a shallow bowl, so we're going to start sort of shelving these sides in now, but I'm probably going to have to keep quite a thick wall on this. I think it would be the wise thing to do. If you go too thin, I mean, it would be nice to see the resin and see the resin from both sides and things, but I think if you go too thin, you're just going to risk losing the bowl. So we're going to go, probably leave maybe about an inch of a wall, I think. Really some nice burr here though, so it's going to be a lovely bowl. If it survives, hopefully it's going to be a nice bowl. So I'm not going to go any thinner than that, so we're going to work at this angle here. Probably just tied it up with a scraper on the inside, because I can already feel the bowl gouge going blunt. This is an incredibly tough, dry old wood this is, so yeah, we'll carry on, just very, very gently, and yeah, let's see what we're left with. Carry on. Wow, yes, this is going to be amazing. This is going to be amazing, but look at these cracks. So, use my big heavy duty scraper. I don't really trust myself with a bowl gouge, to be honest. This is getting the depth's okay. I don't want to take any more off the wall here, because I like the way the resin is going to be showing on the top of the wall here. I think that'll just be a nice effect as well. So let's just take a little bit out of the scraper. I'm going to give this a resharpen first, so we'll come back to you in a second. Right guys, let's have a look what we've got. Let's have a look. This is amazing. You still got this big crack. So what we're going to do, what are we going to do? What we're going to do, we're going to give it a sand. We'll do exactly the same as what we did last time on the outside. We're going to give this a sand. We're going to sand it down to probably maybe 240. Then I'll take it over to the Dremel, and this big crack we're just going to open out with the Dremel a little bit, and then we're going to yeah, we're going to fill some more cracks with resin. So it's now day 4. This is going to be a 7-day project. So but I think this is going to be an absolutely amazing bowl when it's finished. So bear with me. Let me sand that down now, and yeah, I'll come back to you when it's done. Look at the burr on that. 5. Resin is set, needs sanding, you know the routine. Right, we've sanded again to 120. We've got the resin nice and smooth, but there's still some cracks. And there's also, I've noticed, a couple more on the back here. So, yep, you guessed it, more resin. Day 6.
Another day is dawning, a new song on the air. A brand new hope is forming, adventure take me there. It's a new day for me.
And guys, it's done. Remember that piece of wood we had at the beginning that had a little bit of chewing gum on it? There you go. Love the way the resin has filled these cracks in and tucked all the nooks and crannies within the burr. This is the original crack, so I love the way again it comes over the top and down the inside of the bowl. This looks amazing. This looks like little veins, red veins within the wood. So yeah, I think it came out okay. Please don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for sticking to the end, by the way, guys. I know I appreciate this. This is probably a long video, so thanks for sticking to the end. Don't forget to subscribe. Please like, share, and comment. All comments always appreciated. And stick around just a couple more minutes towards the end, just for some stills of this. And I think it's a keeper. Thanks again for watching, guys. See you soon.
So look out, world, 'cause here I come. I'm coming for you.